Our opening summary didn't get a chance to really enumerate what went on up and down the lineup for the A's today as they collected a final total of 16 hits. Everybody but starting catcher for the afternoon, Adam Melhuse, got in the hit column as far as starters were concerned, led by Hatterberg's 3 hits and 3 by Marco Scudero, and not to mention the fact that Scudero was in the leadoff spot today because Mark Kotze's back is acting up and kept him out for the second straight day. After 3 innings, Scudero had gone 3 for 3, driven in a run, and scored 3. And that just set the tone for the afternoon. Godin didn't realize what he was in for, probably, but Scudero made like Ricky Henderson to start the bottom of the first. Swing, there's a long drive to left. That's going all the way, no doubt about it. Home run for Marco Scudero to open the bottom of the first inning. Into the bleachers above the scoreboard in left field, 1-0 Athletics. And then to repeat what we had said during the broadcast, the old baseball adage, not grammatically great, but it's when you're going good, you're going good. And Bobby Crosby looked at a high pop fly to the left side of the infield, and shortstop John McDonald staggered under it, the wind, the sun, and it fell in the infield for a double. Then after Chavez popped out, Hatterberg singled, sending Crosby to third. When Bobby Kelly worked the full count and drew a walk, Dan Johnson came to the plate. And Dan Johnson, the rookie first baseman, had a good at bat, getting behind with 2 strikes and then coming back to 2-2 and delivering a sacrifice fly. But still, it was an inning in which Godin could have limited the damage. It was only 2-0. But Eric Burns would have none of it. Swing, a line drive, twisted to left field, over the head of Johnson, right to the wall under the scoreboard. Here comes 1 run in. Here comes Kelty to third. He's held up there. Into second is Burns with a run-scoring double. And the A's have 3 big ones here in the first inning. And that was a rope. Reed Johnson had no chance going over to his left toward the alley. It was to the wall in no time. But still, it's a handleable inning if you get that final out. And Godin hoped it was going to be Nick Swisher. The pitch to Swisher. Breaking ball, line to the center for a base hit. 2 more runs scored. And the A's have a 5-run first in the bag. Godin, who has seemed to have a lot of confidence in his breaking pitch, got it up that time, and Swisher didn't miss it, lining it past the diving Orlando Hudson. Finally, Melhuse struck out, but the A's had 5 big ones in the books, and then in the second inning, once again, Scudero drove a ball hard, this time the opposite field to right field over the head of Rios, and it bounced off the warning track for an automatic double. Bobby Crosby got his second at bat in as many innings. Line drive, base hit to right center field. Racing around third, coming in to score easily is Scudero, and Bobby Crosby this time, it is 6-0 Athletics. Well, that was the end of the line for Godin, and a veteran left-hander who was with Montreal last year, Scott Downs, made his 7th appearance for the Blue Jays. Eric Chavez was his first opponent, lefty against lefty. First pitch. Swinging a high fly to right. That's got some carry. Rios is back. He's on the track. He leaps. It is gone! Home run, Eric Chavez. Scott Downs' first pitch of the afternoon lands at the base of the steps in right field. Chavez crashes another home run, gives him 7 for the year, 2 more runs in, and it is 8-0 Athletics. But the A's had a little more in store on singles by Hatterberg and Kelty. They wound up with runners at the corners for Johnson. Line drive to right field, a base hit. In from third base comes Hatterberg. Down to second goes Kelty. Dan Johnson joins the hit parade, driving in his second run of the afternoon. 9-0. Downs then got a pop fly out and a double play ball and got out of the inning, but the A's had a little more left in the tank for him after he got the first out in the third inning. Scudero singled, his 3rd hit in as many innings. Crosby walked. This time Chavez was looking at a 3rd strike, so there were 2 outs, and Downs could have gotten out unscathed if he could handle Hatterberg. But when you get 2-0, you get yourself in trouble, and Hatterberg made sure.
Here's the 2-0 to Hatterberg. Ripped to right field. Rios back. He's going to watch. That's the 3-run home run for Hatterberg. And the onslaught continues. 12-0 Athletics. Right center field, right between the 362 and 388 mark. Off the facing of the bleachers. It's number 4 for Hatterberg. And the A's reach a dozen on this Sunday afternoon.
Heron, meanwhile, had faced a minimum 9 batters in the first 3 innings, although he gave up a couple of singles. He followed it up by throwing a double play ball. And with 1 out in the 4th inning, he yielded his 3rd hit to Frank Catalinato and then faced Vernon Wells.
The pitch to Vernon Wells is ripped into left. This has a chance. Kelty will watch it go up onto the steps for a home run. A 2-run 1-iron hit by Vernon Wells just over the fence in left, in dead left field up on the steps. And that gets Toronto on the board. It's now 12-2 Athletics.
But then Heron really settled in. Through 7 innings, he did not permit another base runner. He retired the final 11 he faced before turning it over to the A's bullpen. Kiko Calero, after nearly a month out of action, came on and pitched a 1-2-3 8th inning. Meantime, the A's were doing nothing at all against the bullpen of the Jays, Walker, Sean Weiss, Frazier, and Spire, keeping the A's off the board. And then finally in the 9th inning, Kiichi Yabu came in to finish out the action. Had a little bit of a trouble, hit a batter, gave up a walk, a double, and a single, and 2 runs for the Blue Jays, but all it did was make it look a little bit better for the boys from up north. And the A's took away a 12-4 victory and looked to the flight tomorrow to the East Coast to start the road trip on Tuesday night in D.C. When we return, Scott Hatterberg, who had a big day today, 3 hits in his first 3 at-bats, including a 3-run homer. He'll be talking with